In the world of football, there are giants. Nations whose very names mean victory, whose histories are literally written in gold. For them, the World Cup isn't just a dream, it's an expectation, a birthright. They show up on the global stage expecting to conquer. But then there are the other nations. The ones who fight tooth and nail just to be there. The ones carrying the weight of history, of struggle, and of impossible hope on their shoulders. For these countries, the World Cup is a whole different kind of prize. After 52 years of heartbreak, turmoil, and facing impossible odds, one of those nations is finally back. Haiti, a country of unyielding spirit, has returned to football's greatest tournament. And their reward for ending that half-century of waiting? A direct ticket into a group of fire. They're set to face the 5-time world champions, Brazil, the darlings of the last World Cup, Morocco, and the resilient, resurgent Scotland. This isn't just a story about winning matches. This is a story about what it means to chase a miracle when the rest of the world has already counted you out. Section 1. The Ghost of 1974. To really get what 2026 means to Haiti, you have to go back to West Germany, 1974. It was the nation's first and until now its only appearance on the World Cup stage. They were a team of semi-professionals thrown into what was considered a group of death. Their opponents were giants, a star-studded Italian side, a powerful Polish team, and a formidable Argentina. No one gave them a prayer. The world figured they'd be a footnote, a team to be swept aside. The tournament started just as everyone predicted. 3 games, 3 losses. A 3-1 defeat to Italy, a brutal 7-0 thrashing by Poland, and a 4-1 loss to Argentina. 0 points. Last in the group, on paper it was a total failure, but football stories aren't written on paper, they're written in moments. And in their very first match against the mighty Italians, Haiti delivered a moment that would echo for generations. Italy came into that game with their legendary keeper Dino Zoff, a man who hadn't let in a single goal in international football for what felt like an eternity. He was a titan, the symbol of Italy's defensive invincibility. For 45 minutes, the script held, the game was scoreless. But then, just 1 minute into the second half, the impossible happened. A swift counterattack, a perfect pass, and a confident finish from Haitian forward Emmanuel Sanon. He rounded Zoff and slotted the ball into the net. For one glorious, unbelievable moment, Haiti, tiny, underestimated Haiti, was leading Italy 1-0 in a World Cup. The stadium was stunned. The world was shocked. Italy would eventually recover and win the match 3-1, but the damage was done. Sanon's goal was so much more than a goal. It was a statement, a symbol of defiance. It was a moment of pride that a simple final score could never ever erase. It was proof that even in defeat, a kind of victory could be found. For the next 52 years, that moment became a legend, a flickering candle of hope kept alive through decades of national struggle and footballing heartbreak. There were near misses, like the 1969 disqualification that cost them a shot at the 1970 World Cup. There were flashes of regional success, like winning the Caribbean Cup in 2007. But the ultimate prize, a return to the world's biggest stage, remained agonizingly out of reach. That 52-year wait wasn't just a number, it was a ghost that haunted Haitian football, a constant reminder of what was and what could have been. Section 2. The Crucible of Qualification. The road to the 2026 World Cup was in so many ways a reflection of Haiti's national story, a journey defined by resilience in the face of overwhelming adversity. Due to a severe and ongoing security crisis at home, the national team, Les Grenadiers, faced a challenge most nations couldn't even imagine. They couldn't play a single qualifying match in their own country. Their home was gone. Every home game was on neutral ground, in front of foreign crowds, without the roar of their own people. They were a team in exile, fighting for a nation they couldn't even play in. Under the guidance of their French coach Sébastien Mignet, who himself had to manage the team from afar, they began their campaign. The journey was a tightrope walk. They navigated the second round of CONCACAF qualifying, but not without scars, including a tough loss to Curaçao. The final round pitted them against more celebrated opponents. The 2014 quarterfinalists, Costa Rica, the 3-time World Cup participants Honduras, and a rapidly improving Nicaragua. The odds were stacked against them. Early results were mixed. A draw with Honduras was followed by a disastrous first half against Costa Rica, where they went down 2-0. It looked like the dream was starting to slip away, but in that moment of despair, something shifted. Coach Mignet brought on talismanic striker Dukins Nazan, who delivered a stunning hat trick to salvage a 3-3 draw and keep their hopes alive. Still, after a 3-0 loss to Honduras in October 2025, their fate was out of their hands. They had to win their final 2 games and just pray that other results went their way. First, they ground out a crucial 1-0 victory over Costa Rica, their first ever World Cup qualifying win against them. This set the stage for the final match day on November 18th, 2025. They faced Nicaragua in a do-or-die game held in Willemstad, Curaçao. That date, November 18th, is soaked in Haitian history. They didn't just play, they soared. Lucius Don Dietzen opened the scoring in just the 9th minute. Right before halftime, Ruben Providence headed in a second to make it 2-0. They held on, securing the win. As the final whistle blew, they had done their part. Then came the agonizing wait for the other matches to finish. And the results came in. Honduras had stumbled. Against all odds, after 52 long years, the wait was over. Haiti had topped the group. Haiti was going to the World Cup. Section 3, the moment of triumph and the brutal reward. The celebration was a tidal wave of pure, unadulterated joy, a national release decades in the making. In the streets of Port-au-Prince, where daily life is a constant struggle, people danced. Flags waved from every corner. It was a moment of defiant unity, a brief, beautiful break from the crisis that had forced their heroes to play so far from home. This joy echoed thousands of miles away. In the diaspora communities of Miami, Boston, New York, and Philadelphia, where hundreds of thousands of Haitians have built new lives, the reaction was just as electric. Families gathered around screens, tears streaming down their faces as they watched a new generation do what their parents and grandparents had only dreamed of. The victory on November 18th wasn't just a football result, it was a link to their history, a modern echo of the spirit of Vertières, a triumph celebrated by a proud and scattered people. But the high of qualification soon gave way to a sobering reality. In December 2025, the world watched the FIFA World Cup draw. As a Pot 4 team, Haiti knew its path would be tough, but nobody could have prepared them for what came next. One by one, the names were called. Haiti was drawn into Group C. Their opponents, from Pot 1, the undisputed kings of football, 5-time champions, Brazil. From Pot 2, Morocco, the trailblazers who would just become the first African nation to reach a World Cup semi-final in 2022. And from Pot 3, Scotland, a nation returning to the World Cup after a 28-year absence, hungry to make their own mark. It wasn't just a hard group, it was a group of fire, a gauntlet of footballing royalty, recent history makers, and ravenous underdogs. The reward for a 52-year wait was the steepest climb imaginable. The ghost of 1974, with its own brutal group, suddenly felt very, very present. Section 4, the Titans of Group C. Let's just be clear about the size of the mountain Haiti has to climb. This is David versus Goliath, times 3. First up, Brazil. What else is there to say? They are football, the only nation to play in every single World Cup. 5-time winners. They're a force of nature. Their historical record against Haiti is brief but brutal, a 7-1 demolition in the 2016 Copa America Centenario. To face Brazil on the World Cup stage is the ultimate test. A dream and a nightmare all at once. For Haiti, it's a chance to measure itself against the gods of the game. Then you have Morocco. The Atlas Lions are no longer just a strong African team, they're a global force. What they did at the 2022 World Cup was the stuff of legend. They topped a group with Croatia and Belgium, then knocked out giant Spain and Portugal to become the first ever African or Arab nation to reach a World Cup semi-final. They play with ferocious defensive grit and a lightning-fast counterattack. They fear no one because they've already stared down the best and won. And finally, Scotland. While they might not have the global pedigree of Brazil or the recent heroics of Morocco, they are a team reborn. After 28 agonizing years away, the Tartan Army is back, and they aren't just here for a lovely day out. Their qualification was dramatic in its own right, capped by a thrilling 4-2 win over Denmark. They bring a passionate, traveling army of fans and a gritty, determined style. They will see Haiti as their best chance to grab 3 crucial points, making this arguably Haiti's most winnable game, but one that's absolutely loaded with pressure. This is the world Haiti is stepping into. A pantheon of greatness, a team at its historical peak, and a European side desperate to rewrite its own story. This story is about more than football. It's about identity, pride, and the power of belief. If you love underdog stories and global football narratives, subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what comes next. Section 5. Redefining the miracle. So what does a miracle actually look like for Haiti in a group this brutal? Is it winning? Is that even realistic? Or does success mean something else entirely? For Les Grenadiers, the miracle may not be lifting a trophy or even advancing. It may be smaller but no less meaningful. A miracle could be a single point, a hard-fought draw against Scotland, or even an unthinkable one against Morocco or Brazil would feel like a championship. One point that says, we belong here. A miracle could be a single goal. Just as Emmanuel Sanon's strike in 1974 became immortal, imagine Duckin's Nazon or Danley Jean-Jacques scoring against Brazil. One moment of defiance, another story passed down for generations, regardless of the final score. But perhaps the truest success goes beyond goals and points. Success in 2026 is fighting with pride, showing the world the soul of the Grenadiers, being organized, fearless, and earning the respect of football's giants. It's playing in a way that makes 11 million people back home, and millions more abroad, proud to raise their flag. Their qualification journey as a homeless team already proved their spirit. In many ways, the miracle has already happened. This World Cup is their victory lap. Section 6. The global stage awaits. The stage is set for 3 defining moments, and the schedule tells its own story. First, June 13th, Haiti versus Scotland in Boston. A monumental occasion. Boston is home to one of the largest Haitian communities in the U.S., turning the stadium into a sea of blue and red, a de facto home game thousands of miles from Port-au-Prince, and Haiti's best chance at a result. Next, June 19th, Haiti versus Brazil in Philadelphia, another city with deep Haitian roots, and home to Danley Jean-Jacques. This is the glamour tie, the game against legends. A chance to stand toe-to-toe with history and show they fear no one. Finally, June 24th, Haiti versus Morocco in Atlanta. A clash with the World Cup's recent giant killers, a team that embodies the very spirit Haiti hopes to channel. It could decide their fate or serve as one last chance to leave a mark. 3 matches, 3 cities, 3 opportunities to write a new chapter, on the soil of a country so many Haitians now call home. 52 years is a lifetime. Long enough for dreams to fade, but for Haiti, it was only a pause. The spirit of '74, of Emmanuel Sanon's goal, never disappeared. It was carried forward, generation to generation, as proof of what's possible. In 2026, Les Grenadiers carry more than hope. They carry half a century of waiting. They arrive as ultimate underdogs, forged in crisis, without a home, representing a nation fighting for its soul. Will they pull off a historic upset? Maybe. Will they earn a point? It's possible. Will they score a goal remembered for decades? You can't rule it out. But the real miracle of Haiti's 2026 journey isn't measured by results. The miracle is that they're here. The miracle is the joy they've already given millions. For 3 games in June, a nation facing endless hardship will unite to watch its sons fight with pride, honor, and unbreakable spirit. Victory isn't always on the scoreboard. Sometimes victory is simply having the courage to fight. What do you think is a realistic sign of success for Haiti in this group? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this story, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into the heart and soul of football.
Every legend starts somewhere. 2 worlds, 1 game, infinite dreams. Yet 99% of talent is never discovered. From nothing to glory isn't just content, it's a movement. 23,000 smart fans, 50 countries, 1 family. Your journey from nothing to glory starts now. From nothing to glory, where legends are born.
Don't wanna hear about